Tonight, 11 Investigates talks to two local families who tell us they paid thousands of dollars for work that was never finished. Michael Sandlin has the story of the handyman scammer.
Can you go? Can you get it? Go next one.
Meet Candace Gordon, a mother of 5 and a longtime Georgia resident who moved back to Northwest Ohio last year to be closer with family. She and her husband spent months looking for a home before they found one they loved. But there were a couple of problems.
The only thing was it didn't have a fence. And we have an autistic daughter. Come on, pretty girl. Come on. No. Yes, come on. Let's go.
Candace's 9-year-old daughter, Allie, is nonverbal autistic, and they were concerned for her safety when they saw there was a creek in their new backyard. They decided to have a fence built to keep her safe and started looking for a contractor. In November of 2021, they found Danny Barron, owner of Barron's Fences and Decks on the Nextdoor app.
When we first started off, he absolutely seemed like an absolutely 1,000% type general, just all around decent guy.
Barron presented them with a written estimate of $3,000 and agreed to start the project on December 5th and to be completed no later than the 8th. Barron started on time as promised, but soon the deadline passed and the job wasn't completed.
And a 3-day time period turned into this excuse, that excuse, this excuse, that excuse.
First, it was bad weather. Then on December 20th, Barron said he was sick with COVID-19. Then, on January 3rd, he didn't show up at all. Barron texted saying that his mother was gravely ill.
They had to put his mom in a hospice, is what he told me at one time, which prevented him from coming out to doing the work that day. They had realized that she wasn't going to make it, so he had to postpone the work another day.
When Barron said his mother passed away only days later, Candace offered him time to mourn.
We totally understood all of that, no problem. We had absolutely no issues with Danny until the very end of the tail end of what was going on.
But January went by and Barron still didn't return to the job site. The materials for the fence had now been sitting on the Gordons' lawn for months, and at this point the Holland Homeowners Association were hitting them with charges, and $300 of their materials were missing. Candace said she later received a call from their local Lowe's. Danny was trying to return the materials for cash.
His story was he was going to basically rob Peter to pay Paul to basically use the materials that he stole from us to do another job. And then once he got paid for that job, then his story was he was going to then come out and finish our job and then pay us for what he owed us back. Absolutely do not believe that.
Now into mid-March, they set out on their own to finish the fence, spending thousands of dollars more. And Candace says the sections Barron had installed are crooked, raised, and shoddily done. And worst of all, there's still a gap large enough her daughter could fit through, right next to the creek.
Just pretty much everything that we paid Danny to do, he did not do, and stiffed us, scammed us, and we're furious.
Candace went back to the Nextdoor app to warn others to stay away from Barron, only to find that someone else had already beaten her to it. That person was one Victoria Simonis, whose story shares many similarities to Gordon's. But there was one major difference between her experience and the Gordons. Danny never even started.
He never contacted us again. We ended up contacting him around February 9th, I think, and from there it was just all excuses.
While their yard remained bare, they heard the very same excuses from Danny that Candace did. However, unlike Candace, Victoria was quick to grow suspicious and started doing digging of her own, reaching out to other people that had worked with Barron in the past.
Through talking with all of them, everyone's story seemed very similar. So they also have documentation, texts, or messages from him stating the date that his mom passed away. And they're all different dates. They're all different scenarios.
For instance, Victoria's husband John received a text from Danny on March 2nd claiming that his mother had passed, a full 2 months after a similar text was sent to Candace. Feeling they were left with no other option, Victoria decided to take the case to Toledo's small claims court, with their first hearing on June 28th.
We're not going to get our money back, but if out of anything I can stop him from doing it to other people, that's what I need.
I decided to reach out to Danny to hear his side of the story.
Hello?
Hi, is this Danny?
According to Danny, he's the victim in this scenario, and he believes his past customers are running a smear campaign. I did invite Danny to do an on-camera interview. At first he said he was open to talking, but soon stopped responding to my calls and texts. I texted him again offering him another chance to speak, and he said he would want to tell his side, but only after the results of court. For these former customers, it's a chance to get justice.
I want to see him obviously be able to pay back what he's taken from us, what he's taken from everybody else. I just want him to get his due justice. I want karma to, quote unquote, kick him in the butt.
Reporting for WTOL 11, I'm Michael Sandlin.
Well, Victoria says Barron didn't show up to court on the 28th, and another civil trial has been set for July 26th. We've scheduled a sit down with Barron for tomorrow, and we hope to bring you his side of the story. And if you have a tip for our 11 Investigates team, you can email us at 11investigates@WTOL.com.